Hello there, this is Thor. Thought I would walk you through my daily meal prep. Alright, so as you can see, I've got quite a combination of whole foods, mixture of lean meats, good seasonings, not too high in sodium, jasmine rice, and some asparagus. Alright, let us begin. We're going to start with the chicken breast. First, I like to clear some space so I have plenty of room. And we're going to begin by cutting the meat out of the package. I do like to use scissors personally. It seems to be a lot more safe than using a knife in my opinion. Then I'm going to remove the breasts and put them on the tray. We're then going to carry the chicken over by the sink. This is one of the most important steps, sterilizing the chicken. And whenever you do so, make sure you rinse the sink afterwards so you do not spread germs. Alright, the meat's all washed up. Now it's time to trim the meat. We're going to start by trimming the fat off the meat. I like to remove mine and put it into a bowl just to separate it. And then at that point, once we have a nice, clean, lean, fatless piece of meat, we're going to trim it into smaller pieces. Now for me, this is just preference. I like to cut the meat into smaller, bite-sized chunks. That's going to allow the meat to cook quicker. And it also allows for me to weigh my meat more easily. Next it's time to beat the meat with a hammer. Not that hammer though. You're going to want to find a smaller hammer or just a spoon. Or you can even beat the meat with your hand. But yeah, just whatever it takes to flatten the meat. Alright, meat is nice and tenderized. Now it's time to poke some holes in the meat. My weapon of choice in this case is just your typical fork. As you can see, I'm poking mini holes in each individual piece. By doing so, this is not only going to tenderize the meat, but it's also going to help for a more even and quick cook of the meat as well. Alright, it's my favorite time. It's time to light it up. We're going to start with our non-stick skillet. I'm actually having to manually light the burner because my burner is out. And after the burner has been lit, we're going to apply a nice thick coating of non-stick and non-fat extra virgin olive oil spray. After that, we're simply going to add the meat to the burner, and then I'm going to apply all of my favorite seasonings. A few of which include parsley, Italian seasoning, cayenne pepper, and I also like to add some fresh lemon. Alright, after the meat has been darkened on both sides, we're simply going to add the lid, lower the heat, and set your kitchen timer for 20 minutes. Alright, now that the chicken has come out nice and brown, we're simply going to repeat the process with the turkey and then again with the lean beef. I personally prefer to use the exact same seasonings for the turkey and the beef, but feel free to mix it up if you'd like. Everyone has their own preference. As long as you follow the exact same steps, beginning with cleaning the meat, and then you will cut the fat from the meat, cut the meat into pieces, tenderize the meat, and then apply the meat to the burner. Alright, now we need a carbohydrate to go with that protein. My carbohydrate of choice is jasmine rice. It has taken me years to perfect the perfect ratio of rice and water, and I'm going to share it with you today. This ratio being 2 cups of water. You begin by boiling the water. Once the water's come to a boil, you add 1 cup of jasmine rice. All you do after it begins to boil is simply reduce the heat, mix the rice into the water, add a lid, set your timer for 20 minutes. Alright everyone, I hope you learned something today. This diet is honestly as simple as it comes. But even a god as myself, I eat pretty simple foods. I just want to say thank you all for joining in. Thank you, Aaron, for letting me be featured on your YouTube channel. It is an honor. Let me say that if you all would just follow these simple steps, dieting can become so much easier for each and every one of you. Thank you again for joining.